Tom Courier wrote an entire book and he called it The Secret of Ages. So if you read, you are exposing yourself to the knowledge, and the secret is books. So Gladys gave me books to read, and I started reading. After 4 months, my whole consciousness changed. You're going to discover what is consciousness. Now, the first part of the mind, for the people who are taking notes, this part you see here, we call it conscious mind. This is the first part of your mind. It is called conscious mind. Now, the few facts about conscious mind, it is the educated mind. All the schooling, everything you know, they are packed in this part of the mind, right here. Another fact about the conscious mind, it is the intellectual mind. This is where our intellect resides. And then another fact about our conscious mind, it is the thinking mind. Thinking happens in this part of the mind. Everything you can think of, they happen in this part of the mind. And the other fact about the conscious mind, it has the ability to reject or accept. This part of the mind, you can accept any idea or you can reject. And then you can call it rational mind, for the people who are taking notes. Rational mind. And also, it is hooked up with our 5 sensory factors. That's another fact about the conscious mind. It is hooked up with our 5 sensory factors, which are sight, touch, taste, feeling, and smell. And again, another fact about this part of the mind, it is our low side personality. I know that we have seen this in our previous lesson. It is our low side personality. It forms 10%. It creates 2 to 4% of our result. The conscious mind creates 2 to 4% of our result. I'm so glad that even the pastor confirmed that we are spiritual beings. Everything you have to do in spirit. But the only thing that he didn't elaborate is how do we tap into the spirit, the gateways to the spirit. But so now for you are as far ahead. You even know the gateways to spirit: imagination, memory, the will, perception, intuition. So that's why I see study never ends. Every day is a learning day. So even him, I'm sure, maybe you got something new. Even you can teach. Not to Mishi or Coach or everyone, you know something I don't know. That's why for me, I'm always humbled. Whenever I go, I'm ready to learn. Now, let's go to the second part of our mind, which is subconscious mind. You can see this part. This is the subconscious mind. Number one fact about the subconscious mind is irrational mind. You see the conscious is rational, the subconscious is irrational. You see? And also another fact, it is the subjective mind. It has no ability to reject. Any idea you impress upon the subconscious mind, it has to turn, it will execute it and transform it into reality or physical form. Number 3 fact about the subconscious mind, it is the emotional mind, or our emotions, our self-image. For you, you know what is self-image. Our self-image, our emotions, love and hatred are there. If you love somebody, not only your mind, your subconscious mind is controlling it. Our hate, our emotions are there. Our cybernetics are there. Cybernetics some for machines and some animals. So this is not scientifically proved that we got cybernetics, but it works the same way. Our programming, remember we talked about programming in our previous lesson. Our programmings are there and our paradigms are there. And another fact about the subconscious mind, it is spiritual side personality of you. That's where spirit is. And of course, it connects with 6 faculties: your imagination, your memory, your will, your perception, and your intuition. If I'm too fast, you can always stop me. And lastly, we have this small part of us, which is the physical body. Very small. You see, this is the body. Okay, so the few facts about the body. Can you give us few facts about the body? That one everyone can answer it, right? Few facts about the body. Few facts about the body.
The emotional.
No. The body is a slave to the mind.
Oh.
The body is a slave to the mind. It does what the mind says. And also it means for life enjoyment. But many people, they use the body to, to dream. They use the body to fight. Some battles are spiritual. Even our pastor said that. In fact, many battles, they're spiritual. So leave your body alone. Just eat good food. But the physique is just 10%, okay? It contributes 10% to your success. Otherwise, many activities are done in the mind. You can confirm that. Now, when we talk about the art of thinking, at least now we have an idea, so we can now see what is the art of thinking. Now, moving on. Thinking is the highest function that we are quite capable of as a human being. If there is an activity or a work that we are good at it, it is thinking. But do not confuse mental activity doesn't consist thinking. So many people do not think. I'm sorry to say that. We do an exercise of thinking. If you find out you don't think, I'm sorry for that, okay? I didn't make the rules. These laws are not mine, okay? So if you find out you don't think, I'm sorry, but I know that from today now on, you're gonna start thinking. Now, many people do what we call mental activities, but before we go there, let's look at the thought. What is a thought? Because thinking consists of thoughts. What is a thought? And what is a thought?
It's an idea.
An idea.
The
An
image.
image. Steve. You're very far ahead. What is a thought? I know you have no idea because we're not there from our previous. A thought is an idea, an image. And thought is energy. Thought is energy. It's an idea or an image. So this means when you think, you form a picture. We think in pictures. Let's close our eyes, everyone. I want you to think about CEO Caroline. I want you to think about our CEO. Very good. And then I want you to think about Barack Obama. Let me say these people famous, like everyone knows. I want you to think about Uhuru Kenyatta. And I want you to think about Hustler, William Ruto. Now I want you to think about John from China. Tufungue macho sote. Steve, do you see John? No, you cannot see him. The mind can never think something it has never heard or seen. So that's why most of the time, when we think, our mind are in the past. We're going to see that, we're going to elaborate that so you can understand. So whenever we think, you form a pictures. Let's close our eyes again. I want you to think about a note of 500 shillings. 1,000. 50 bob. Now let's think about a note of 10,000 Kenyan shilling. Tufungue macho. Do you see 10,000? No. In fact, it doesn't exist. There's no 10,000 Kenyan shilling. No, unless you create it. We make a Jomo Kenyatta picture there, then you can create it. But honest, literally, there is no shillings, 10,000 Kenyan shillings. So when you think the things you've ever seen or you've ever heard. So the mind can never go where it has never been or never heard. So now, how do thought enters into our minds? Through our 5 sensory factors. It's either you see, you hear, you touch, you smell, or you taste. That's how the thought goes in the mind. Otherwise, without those getaways, you can never think. Nor unless you originate thought from your mind. All right, now let's close our eyes. So I want you to form a note of 10,000 Kenyan shilling. On the back left, put the picture of Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, and on the right side put a picture of Simba, and this note is color in red, the red color. Then and then on the back side, I want you to put the Central Bank of Kenya, and then put on KICC House. Tufungue macho. Mko na noti 10,000. Mshajenga ndio sio. So you can originate thought from yourself. You get it? If you don't know something, or you've never heard it, it's either you create it yourself. And how do you create it? By imagination. Whatever you are doing was imagination. So that's why God, I'm in total agreement that we are created after God's image and after His own likeness. But this statement is so big that many people miss it out. Why? We were given creative faculties that no other form of life has. We can co-create. Yes, you are gods, you're not gods, okay? But you have the ability to co-create. I put it that way because for some people, they can't take the truth. That's why I'm always super aware with my audience. You see, so I will use the terms that we understand. Otherwise, there's some other levels you have to have awareness. So this means that you can co-create your environment. That's why my dream and Steven's dream is totally different. Liz's dream and Annie's dream is totally different. Why? We think differently. What I love is not what you like, right? What I like is not what you like. So that's how life is interesting. Otherwise, if we like same thing, same food, it will be boring. So I can go to Annie's house and they want something new. I can go to Stevie's house and they want something new. That's how life is interesting. Otherwise, it will be boring. So now, you got faculties to co-create, not to create, to co-create. You can choose your partner. The partner Steve like doesn't mean that I have to like her. Otherwise, we fight. You see. So Steve's type is not my type. Annie's type is not Liz's type. That's how it's different. That's why you see short people, tall people, fat people, slim people. Everyone, it has the taste, his taste or her taste. That's how life is interesting. Otherwise, it will be boring. So now, if you can co-create your environment, you can choose your partner, you can choose the shoes you want to wear, so that life can be interesting. So now, thinking happens in this part of the mind, in the subconscious mind. In the conscious mind, this is where thinking happens. And how does it happen? You create images. Now, many people are not making progress in the spirit. Why? They are stuck in the past. And if in the unseen, there's no progress. Even in the seen, the present will never be progress. Even if it's there, it will be very slow. So we can make progress in the imagination, in your thought. When you make progress in the thought, the body will improve. And then the result will change. That's what Gladys meant back then. She told me that you have to change you, which is my thought, that will change my behavior and my actions. And then when I take new action, I will produce new result. That's why today I'm a coach. I used to be a barber. So this means that whenever I saw myself, whenever I closed my eyes, I could see a very short guy giving haircuts. That was my identity. That was my self-image. Do you remember about self-image? So that was me then. Then she told me, you need to have a picture, a new identity. And this picture, only you can paint it. No one can really change your identity. So in Kasema, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a world-class mindset coach. And I'm so happy and grateful now that this one was my first goal. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a world-class mindset coach. And I love it. But they have to be words or picture for me to think it. If it wasn't for these words and this picture, guess what? I had already my identity. I'm a barber. I could never perform beyond that. So you can never perform beyond what you are thinking. And when you change what you are thinking, you change action. Then the action, when it changes, you get new result. That's how it did happen. Now, here comes in the big question. What do you think about most of the time? Because down through history, all great men, all great leaders, they disagreed from one subject to the next. Only in one subject they were in total agreement that we become what we think about. But when we think, are you sure what you think about? And have you ever stopped and asked yourself, what am I thinking about? What is going on in your mind? So now, when you see that whatever you are thinking is pictures, now, where does this picture come from? If there are the picture of the past event, someone hurt you, someone did this to you, I wasn't fulfilled, my parents were. So if those are the thoughts that keep going in your mind, you are creating them. That's how you should live. And then the funny thing is that the thoughts here are not, you are not aware of what is going on. Sometimes you just wake up like that shop in a road, you don't know what is going on here. So it's like your life is autopilot, it is automatized. If you reflect very well, by the way, next day we'll do reflection. Reflection. So you guys my negation, I want us to move, some people are not there, so it gives me a very difficult moment to make progress. So now, when you reflect, you find out it's either your mind is in the past or in the future. There is no other way around. Either you are thinking in reverse gear or forward gear. The neutral gear is now where you are at. Then the neutral will not permit you to move. So if you are not moving, if your thoughts are not moving, you are in neutral gear. You are in a comfort zone. You are such where you are. You will never create more than what you have created. That's why you found out if you track your last month's sales and this month's sales, same. Next month, same. Okay, for people who are working, or not only working, you are where you are because that's where you want to. If you can change that in an instant. Now, what happens? The moment you are comfortable, you keep playing same thought in your mind. You see yourself as 20,000 person. Sometimes even when you are given an opportunity of 1 million, you will never take it. Utasema hii ni Illuminati. Your mind cannot take it. You are used to 50,000, 8,000. Unaweza kwa nje, kila mtu anaamini pesa mingi ni Illuminati. Your mind cannot take it. Why? It is stuck in the daily struggle. You see yourself as a 25,000, you live in a house of 20,000, and you will never be comfortable. Until you grow to Runda, that's where you can be able to become comfortable. The time I was leaving my employment, okay, this girl was super aware. She's very super aware, very smart. She knew what will happen to me. Nilienda nika resign job. After 1 week, nikarudi job. My mind was not exposed to freedom. It was boring. Spending the whole time at home, very boring. So I nikarudi job. In fact, the following Sunday, nilifika kwa nyumba nikafagia, nishafagia everything. The day was so long for me. And my mind used to work. So I'm like, what am I doing here? Everyone is at work. So I went back, I told this girl, I just come to spend my time here. Like, see, you resigned. Why are you coming back? So she gave me 3 weeks to dress as a coach, to speak as a coach, to work as a coach, so that I can impress this new idea in my personality. It was really uncomfortable. Me spending my whole time at home, doing what? Nimeona siku ni refu. You see, that's what happened. But God was super aware. She gave me 3 weeks to behave as if it has happened already. No clients, no seminar, nothing. No one is calling me. But I had to behave as if so I can embody it in my personality. No, it was comfortable. Otherwise, nirudi job. I went back to work and have resigned. So the mind can never go where you've never been. In fact, the body will feel, uncomfortable. So now I had to practice to be a coach for 3 weeks, to dress not to dress as a barber. You know the barbers, we used to wear the brand t-shirts, laggets, brings, to impress the customer, not to impress his self-image. You need to be, bring. So then me, I'm there, coach with a suit. It was really a new me. So that's how uncomfortable it was. So I had to impress the mind that I'm so happy again. Now that's where auto suggestion comes in. I'm so happy every morning in my mirror. I'm so happy again now that I'm a world-class mindset coach and I'm earning 1 million Kenship per month and I love it. So I repeated this idea over and over again so that I can plant this new idea here. So when I think, I don't think a barber, I think a coach. So if your sales are not improving, you have an image of your money here. You have an image of the salary you earn. So until you plant a new seed of the money you want to earn, you can never think about it. And then what is happening, it is automatic. Whether you think about it or not, the mind knows who you are. It knows your identity. It knows your salary. So when you go and perform, because it's the body which takes action, when you go and perform, you perform the work of a 20,000 person. There's a sales guy who was involved in selling. So they put him in a very worst territory of the company. He made $5,000 that year. The second year, 5,000. The third year, 5,000. Now, the manager was super aware, then he wanted to change this guy. Then he took him from the poorest territory, then he transferred him to the richest territory of the company, where the company was making big sales. They transferred him there. Do you know that year, from January to May, he made 5,000 and he fell sick. For the entire 6 months, he was sick.
Why?
Because the universe. So now I'm going deep. The universe, the self-image want to confirm this guy is worth 5,000. If he was well, the next 6 months he could make other sales. But for what he was inside was 5,000. So he fell sick so that he can live what he believes in himself. I don't know if you guys are getting me. I go check the next 6 months. I come go. This means that there must be excuses. There must be ways for you to live the way you see yourself. Things will happen. You might even get an accident without predicting, which is not predictable. We are just come and crash or maybe get an accident so that you experience what you are. Whatever is going on here, that's what you live. You get it? What is going on here, that's what you live in. If you are beyond that, the body will find ways, excuses, magonjwa sakuja, or even you will never ask something that will confirm for you to be able to match what is going on here. So this guy had an image of 5,000 per year. So when he was put into the richest territory, he made 5,000 before a year ends. So the body had to look ways for this guy not to exceed what he has here. Nasi dhambi, it's not sin. It is a programming. That's why we say that if you are asking for less, you are sinning. You are sinning. It's just a sin to ask less. The whole world is a stage, and God has put everything in your hands. In fact, below your foot. Kila kitu na kanyaga. There's nothing taller than you. So the whole world is yours. So ask and shall be given to you. But you can never ask what you cannot take. That's why we are talking about pesa millions. That's devil worship. Why? The man cannot take it. Are you with me? Now let's go to the second part of the subconscious mind. Now, subconscious mind is where you have downloaded your self-image, your paradigm, all those things that I stopped there. So this means that in the subconscious mind, that's where execution happens. If you have an idea here, I'm so grateful now that I'm living in my own house, you impress this idea over and over again. The moment it is emotionalized, it goes into the subconscious. Now, the subconscious mind will find ways for you to live that way, within and through your body. That's where you attract big jobs, you attract big clients, you become lucky. It's not lucky, it is not going on here. If you hear it is luck, scarcity, and limitation, guess what? You will attract luck, scarcity, and limitation. So what we suffer is the body. If you don't have the body, that's it. So now, whatever we think, we become. And anything we entertain, the body must experience. You get it? So, moving on. Now, how thought do become things? That's another question. How do thought become things? We did an example of this idea. Let us close our eyes, everyone. Let us close our eyes. Are our eyes closed? I want you to go in your kitchen. Take a knife. When unaweka the food, just take a knife. And then from there, there's a lemon. Take that lemon. Cut it into 2 pieces. So hold one piece with your left hand, then squeeze it in your mouth. Like, no, that's imagination. That's not true. That's imagination. Okay, another exercise. Now that's our eyes closed. Open. Let's keep our eyes open. So I want you to think and reflect in your life. There's something you wanted. It may be anything. Maybe a smartphone, clothes, shoes, even your husband, even your wife, or even your children. I want to make this point is that anything you have in your life, you wanted it. Or anything you wanted in your life has come to pass. You have it today. And it was an idea at one time. And if you can see this lesson and how your life has been unfolding, you'll find out all your thoughts, everything you thought about in the past, they have come into reality. They are now into reality. All your fantasies are now into reality. So you'll find out you have been asking less. Asking a wizard begging, you could get a begging. Because the only 2 differences we have is theology and science. And the theology and the science both confirm that we are quite capable of doing anything. And you can have anything. So if that's what the Bible says, theology is about the faith and the religions. Even the science have confirmed. Why do you ask less? It's because you cannot take it from him. That's when philosophy comes in. So what philosophy are you holding? And philosophy is very wide. We have a lesson on philosophy. What philosophy are you holding? Do you believe money is evil? If that's what you believe, you cannot take a lot of money. Do you believe that no clients? If that's what you think, you can never have more than what you believe. Do you believe that you are from a lack background? If that's what you think, if that's what you've been told, they are here, you can never take abundance. Are you with me? So if you have abundance, if you have lack here, this will create lack, the body will experience lack. If you have abundance here, this will create abundance, the body must experience abundance. Simple as that. Simple as that. So now, how do we change thought? Last step. How do we change thought? Step number 1 of how do we change thought. Step number 1, know where your thought comes from. 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 This is how to change our thought, or how to change our mindsets. I told you we are going deeper and deeper. By the time this seminar ends, we'll be far ahead. Step number 1, know where your thought comes from. Where your thought comes from is in our mind. Something we can create from ourselves. And where does it come from? Imagination. Steve, where does it come from? Now brain. Alright, something else. Okay. Source number 1, books. If you are a Buddhist, I believe your faith, if your faith is based on Buddhist, that's the book you read. And if you were born in a Muslim family, which spiritual book could you be reading? Quran. Simple as that. So when you think about God, you think about Allah and Muhammad. But Steve is a Christian. When you think about God, Jesus, and the Bible, this means the book you read has more to do what to believe or what is going on here. And I'm not saying that you leave your books and you go to read the Quran. No. Faith is a mindset. We're going to see that in the future. Right? Number 2, people that we hang around with. If you walk with 6 thieves, or if you walk with 5 thieves, number 6 is yourself. You must steal. If you walk with 5 good salesperson, 6 is you. Because you will read what they read, you will eat what they eat, you will go where they go, and in the end, you will find out you become like them. So we are likely to become as the 5 people spend most of your time, or most of our time with. We are likely to become as 5 people who spend most of the time with. Now, just look around. Who are your friends? Your 5 friends. Name your 5 friends there. And I'm not saying that you go and leave your friends, no. But I want you to write your 5 friends there. Even Steve. Write your 5 friends there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you imagine I am. I must have you. Me, I didn't even have friends. You can't join friends. I'm going to you can have 5 close friends. Now, now. Anybody friends is serious, but the moment I gave serious thought, these are not my friends. So, everyone has friends who are town apple. Now, some imagine as a woman, still. So, that's a secret. Yeah. So, and then I want you to look around. Where they go, what they eat, what they spend. There's no difference. You get it? I want us to really reflect and see, understand this. What you believe, that's what they believe. What they eat, what they wear, even the clothes, the hairstyle, you will find out it is connected to the 5 people you hang around with. Even the thought you share, you will find out it is connected. Hata chakula, hata neighborhood. Am I wrong? Am I right? That's it. But there's someone who can change the friends work. No, now you need to start growing, okay? Growing. Alright, number 3, that was number 1. Number 2. Number 3 is the music we listen to. The music. Number 4, movies. Sasa hebu angalia marafiki zako music wanasikiza. Kama ni gengeton unasikizana au ni gengeton. And is it true? Yeah. Even the music, movies, your series ikitoka, kuna new season. You there. You get it? So that's how unconsciously we are programmed, or we program ourselves without knowing. Next, tumeandika movies. And last three, tumeandika friends. Last 3, environment. What you see, hear, smell, taste and touch. Nishaona rafiki yangu ana dream kama best yake. Same house, same wife, kama anakuwa same family. It's interesting by the way. Atukiwa mdogo mtawa mkubwa. Why? You see, that's how tricky life can be sometimes. And these things happen unknowingly. You don't know what is going on. You've been influenced by people around. And lastly, we said that we can originate thought from ourselves. So now, the moment you know where your thoughts are coming from, it's easy to change. If you become what you think about, and then we know the source. So for me to change me, I couldn't change my salary. No, I had to change the origin, which is me, and me, who is me. Then the thought I was entertaining were creating my reality. Are you together? Alright, now, step number 2, know what you want. Step number 2 to change your thought, know what you want. And that is our upcoming lesson. I hope this